We're
Did it
we're
click?
getting the vibrating sound from Danielle. All
All
right, if you'll
righty
all
then.
wander over to the stream, you'll see a familiar scene.
Oh, familiar scene on the stream.
This here, and I don't know how much of a chat delay there is for you, or not chat delay, video delay.
Video delay.
But this is the one you're used to. This is the cyan yellow spiral. Um, as you can see there. Oh, I should have warned you. Blinding risk. This
Okay, let's try something.
is the teal spiral. It is much less yellowy, and it kind of sweeps through the stars, like in a pretty visible spiral.
Hmm.
So
Oh, cool.
that's.
Okay,
Those look good.
I
You do like
like
that?
that because it looks much more like the stars are kind of blinking. Now, I think I'd probably like it a little slower than that. Oh,
I don't remember if I could get it too much slower. This is what it actually looks like, and I can change the color of that. Let's see. Oh, that's at 50%. So
oh,
let's put it down
oh,
to
wow.
33, 34. A little bit slower. Let's put the picture back up. And I guess that's less visible of a sweeping spiral when it goes slower like that.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a better
Okay.
already.
All
And I think
right.
it's a nice amount. It's definitely a nice amount of sparkling. Um, what
So
do you
there's
guys
some
think?
support for the teal spiral.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the teal spot.
All right. My next is water. I don't remember if I could get this one much slower. This is already at 28% speed, and it
Okay,
flickers pretty quickly because the video behind it is literally water.
got you. Okay, interesting. Oh yes, this one. Hmm. That's cool.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it seemed like there were moments where a lot of stuff all happened kind of simultaneously, even like in a nearby area,
Mm-hmm.
in a way that I guess to me was very noticeable.
Okay. So I'll pop that out. Next, I've got Creeping Hex. And this is also moving really slow at 20%. Because any faster than that, and it really, really shows the video behind the picture. That
Okay,
of a
let's
hex moving through.
see.
But it twinkles
Hmm.
and going slow like that. I did have to offset it because there was a line of stars in one spot that were like always activating at the same time, and it looked very odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this one is noticeably more pink
I
in
can
its
change the color of the. Yeah, I can change the color of that.
yeah, the teal color I think worked, but I think part of why that worked so well is because there was also some black in that teal spiral.
Yeah,
And so they'd kind of flicker to a little bit more of a bluish color,
yeah.
but then sometimes they'd also blink out entirely,
This is back to the teal
which
spiral. And then my last option that I scouted is reverse swirl, which brightens a lot more stars, but seems to darken them less.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, so when you pop between those, it, I noticed how like, really dark there were, well,
Yeah,
how there were very dark sections of the stars with the teal swirl.
I'm going
Hmm.
to reveal the video. That's the video. Isn't it moving? I know it's not moving. Set the loop. I might have broken my computer with too many videos. Let's turn some of these off. There we go. That actually fixed it. So here's no, that it still doesn't want to show the actual video of it. There we go. Just having fits and starts.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's what it looks like on that side. And of course, it's no good at all if it will not animate.
Also true. Hmm. Oh yeah, it is kind of
Yeah, it's a little bit
stopping
jank.
and starting. I wonder if the video itself got if it wasn't as well. Yeah, I guess I don't know.
It might,
You picked it because it looked good, obviously.
yeah, it might be because I've been opening and closing. First, I've been opening and closing video files, and at some point, my computer is just like, enough, dude, enough, stop. And it's yeah, I've had to force close Windows Media Player several times tonight.
Yeah.
So it
Hmm.
might just be kind of saying, nope, we're done.
Makes sense.
But let me remove the ones that we've already nixed. You didn't want the water either.
The moving hex
Oh,
seemed to me not very noticeable. Did anybody else have a thought about the hex? Yeah, it's funny. I liked the effect that T1 had, and I think until I liked it a little less once I saw kind of how dark it was compared to some of the others, or compared to the original Starscape.
mm-hmm.
Um, I wonder if it would be too difficult to take the teal spiral one and kind of like, uh, I guess I don't know what you would do if you would brighten up the darker parts of it, or what you would need to do to.
I could try. I see that this one has been going for a while now. So take a look. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I was wondering. It's pretty slow. I like the speed of it. It just seems like it's almost imperceptible as far as the color changing or the stars twinkling.
Okay. So back to teal spiral. Um, and then on the background,
Hmm.
flip back to cyan yellow. Now this is much more rainbowy.
Let's see, chat delay and what you got. Oh, okay. I'm kind of seeing that now. So it is twinkling.
This
This
is the
one is
original
a
one.
okay. Hmm. I don't know. Anybody else have any thoughts? I don't want to be the only one, in my opinion. Although it is
I
my
like
game too.
the teal swirl personally.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm definitely still leaning towards that one. I think just it was, yeah, because I like the way that it's tinkling in certain spots. Um,
He said tinkling.
Tinkling, twinkling. I guess we're not actually listening to it, so it's not technically tinkling.
Alright, so I can increase the gamut and make it brighter. But unfortunately, making it brighter makes it, well, it takes out the darkness, which is what's given us the greater twinkling effect.
Yeah, but it
Contrast.
looks like it's still kind of looked like it was still at least dark enough in some places to have that effect.
Well, I've increased the contrast, and that really changed the darkness of parts of it.
Yeah, it really did.
And then I can change the color. Do you prefer a different color than teal?
Um,
That looks really good, by the way.
I think it's pretty good. Now I don't know if you poked holes in. It looks like mostly ones that are out in the black part, not any that were actually in the nebula, right?
Right.
Okay. So I wonder what would happen if you picked a color that was. Yeah, see, I think I like a brighter color because that looks green. Um,
Okay, I'll be right back.
okay. I wonder if you picked a color like I don't know if you can eyedropper, but like eyedropper, one of those kind of purplish, purpley blue, lighter colors from parts of the nebula.
Hmm.
Um,
It-
and see if that would look weird to have it kind of match, or if that would look really dope.
Yeah, I do have an eyedropper. Alright, so one of the purpley colors from the nebula. I assume you mean one of the brighter ones, not the dark ones that are at the edges.
Yeah, probably one of the brighter ones. Leave it to your artistic judgment to. I guess like that arm on the right hand side looks like it has some nifty looking light colored purples.
Oh yeah. Okay. Alright, I should do something to like flash here. There. That way you know it's changed. Um so that's the
Yeah.
pink.
Hmm. Okay. Now this is the same. This is based on the same thing that the teal spiral was.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I honestly I can't really tell that it's pink behind. It looks good. I mean, and I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not like,
Yeah, how about
whoa,
now?
pink stars, which I think is kind
This is what the background is. Background flash, 2 seconds.
of, okay. Oh yeah.
So now does it look more pink?
Let's see. I'm not noticing. Of course, I'm waiting in case of video delay there, but it doesn't look very noticeable to me. Like it doesn't look glaringly pink. What does anybody else think? Robert, are you still kind of leaning towards teal spiral, or what do you think?
I do like it to be subtle, but I think the pink blends in with the colors in the nebula. So
Yeah. Um, what I'm watching right now, it looks like it's maybe a little too subtle. Whoa.
Yeah, I've whoopsed.
Yoinked the slider.
Yeah, now that I've changed the color, I don't know how to get it back to where it was.
Oh yeah, there for a second it looked super pink.
Oh, did it? Whoops, that was like, I don't know how far ago that was. Uh,
I'm wondering, yeah, how much of a delay I'm on.
same.
you should be able to pull up the settings, and it should tell you what your delay is.
Let's see,
Under
advanced
advanced.
video stats.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Latency 7 seconds. That's what I'm looking at.
So
Interesting. My latency is 4.3.
this
It's
should be
4.5.
really pink.
Yeah, it's pretty magenta looking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like it is.
Okay, how about this?
Maybe this sort of deep blue.
Mm. No, this one is got a decent little bit of twinkling going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Does.
let's go ahead and leave it there for now. I don't want to spend our entire
Yeah.
session.
It's probably fair.
I have one
And,
more thing to unveil.
Oh,
That is, bam. Of course, this doesn't
I didn't
include
see
anything
that.
that we just did.
Oh, there you go.
okay, nifty. Oh, with some extra floaty lights behind the chat. Nice.
I'm not sure about those. They can be
That's
turned
one way
off
to
and it
put
just
it.
turns into black.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I'd probably prefer just to keep one keep movement and changey stuff in the main thing and not have conflicting movements going on.
sounds good to me. I'll go ahead and do that. For that, then I will probably also put a border of about the same size as I have around the chat, around the entire thing.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Show and tell is over. Let's play.
Yeah, well, thank you. Indeed, let's. So,
Yeah, thanks for putting that together, Dex. It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate the time that you guys have all been spending various times just poking around, derping on it. Very nice. I don't pay you
We
nearly
took
enough
with
for
the
all
best.
that. So yes, previously on New Horizons, the crew fought over a bottle of drugs. The end.
Basically, yes.
No, we had some very deep and very, very tense role playing among the crew, with multiple backstories being fleshed out and revealed, and all kinds of good stuff. And this was all happening as your pilot slow boated your way towards the planet in the Uralan system, with the emissions dampeners active. I neglected to clarify the time frame last time with that. You actually spent about 19 hours getting to the planet because you were going extra quiet, trying to avoid being detected.
Caught.
Yes. And so you arrived at the planet, and I'll just reiterate, even with the clarified timeline, you did not receive any message, any tight beams from Boris
Oh,
along your expected path.
Well, rip Boris.
yep.
I like to imagine that Boris got our message. She's just like, what the stank is this supposed to mean? And he like is just struggling to decode it.
Oh, it could be.
It is entirely possible.
After all, Brother Nick did make it confusing, even to us.
Brother Nick's extremely good at his job. Some might say too good at his job.
Hearing a lot of scrolling from somebody. Very loud. What's up?
My bad.
I wondered who that was.
I still hear it now, it's just slower.
I don't know if this mic sensitivity is too high. I'm guessing you changed up your mic situation.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Can
I
hear
hear
you.
scrolling.
Don't hear scrolling.
Can you
Now I
hear
hear
scrolling
scrolling.
now? Dad freaking gun it. Okay, well,
And
that's
tonight will
annoying.
be the logistics session.
Okay.
Right.
How about I just get my setup and then nobody has to listen to me scrolling? Does that sound good to everyone?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I just was looking for one specific file and I was scrolling through all my files, so that's on me. Apologies.
No worries.
I think we're just giving you heck for it just because we can.
That's okay. Just because.
I mean, we gotta troll you sometime.
All right. Cubicle Dexter is streaming now. Cool. All right.
So, are we getting contact from any other ships in the neighborhood?
You are not getting any direct contacts. However, I suspect that you may have wanted to keep your ears and satellite dishes peeled for any news broadcasts or radio chatter being broadcast, that sort of thing.
Yes, we did.
I thought as much. So you get a good bit less than what you would normally have picked up around a system, or I should say around a planet this size, although it is relatively sparsely populated. It is a well-established for society. And a lot of the things you pick up are encrypted transmissions that are apparently on Tabukan frequencies. And you do, though, catch a few bits here and there that seem to be some of the Ural ships communicating with each other and also just sending out alerts, people trying to stay in touch with each other. And you get the sense that, on the whole, as far as starship captains and major broadcasters are concerned, things are fairly quiet and relatively peaceful at the moment. You infer fairly quickly from some things you pick up that Tahugans are, of course, occupying not only orbit but also the capital city. And details are kind of fuzzy on much else. You remember, of course, that there are a handful of cities, the larger settlements that are on plateaus or mountain peaks, essentially, that are up above the worst of the thicker atmosphere. And the scattered smaller communities and mining towns or agricultural centers that are lower down in the thicker atmosphere tend to be a bit more isolated, and at least as far as the church was concerned, Church of Bathox, there was no real need to strongly and tightly police those areas, somewhat due to the increased difficulty in exerting pressure all across the scattered settlements. And you do pick up, though, mentions of scattered resistance in a couple smaller towns that are too small to have come across your mention before, but sounds like they
That's where we're
are.
going.
Sounds like the Tabukan forces have been trying to do their best to comb all of the settlements, moving large to small, and root out
Almost like
some.
they have experience doing this before.
um, and reading between the lines, you since they're trying to root out all resistance and maybe particular people that have not been captured yet.
Ah,
And on the 6 o'clock news hour, you get a bit of a segment from being broadcast from the Capitol. And
are you gonna do the beeps at the front of it too?
um, oh dear, I'm trying to remember, how did those go? Oh, it's been too long. Unfortunately, they don't do those on your all. Those were phased out centuries ago as being far too annoying. Um,
I think Ben just called you old, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, he did. It's cool.
oh, I do recall those vaguely from my childhood years. But
From your tablet as a child. Yeah, I get it.
From your tablet as a child.
Oh boy, now I do
I'm not that
remember.
young.
Yeah, I do remember the days before cell phone.
Do you remember the days when you had to get up to change the channel?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
Well, mainly just because the batteries don't get changed and my
Okay,
parents were used to things.
kids are screaming once again.
They'd come from a time when, hey, the kids were the remote, so why can't our kids enjoy some of that experience? Anyway, I digress. Let's see.
Nero looks over at Cade. Those resistances could be a trap.
That could be. Or it could be our friends. You know how you tell the difference?
They shoot at you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, did you have a prepared news broadcast for us, Ben? That we keep interrupting?
You're fine. I did have a little bit of something. I didn't write an essay or anything, but let's see. I was trying to listen because the kids have been pretty restless the past few minutes.
Hmm.
I don't think I need to intervene right now, but I'm not hearing Danielle having come back, so let's take just a couple minutes before I blow my broadcast here.
Okay.
Let's see. There were few of these. Okay. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, let me go. I'm here a little bit. Let me go check on Danielle.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's take 5.
I haven't looked at the tools that Streamlabs provides for chat in so long. I've been using that chat bot for the entire time.
Yeah.
And at first I was doing fun little things with the chat bot, like letting it respond to things and using randomized notepad files to let it form complete sentences, randomized complete sentences. It ended up being a lot of fun interaction for when I was streaming Jackbox, but not so sure it's as helpful in a roleplay crowd.
That makes sense.
T viral. Oh, that's gonna be right in front of his face. That down here. I said down here. That one off. The spiral goes like boom. Oh no. Bye, teal spiral. Hmm. That seems a lot less twinkly to me.
It's a little bit subtle, but it's still twinkling.
It is still twinkling. Hmm. I guess that's the thing, is it's just those little dark spots that go through.
I'm free. I'm free. Toby is a
Hey.
free elf. All right.
It is Ben trapped now, though.
Sort of. He's trying to exit now. Welcome to New Horizons, where we balance parenting with having a life. Spoiler alert, we don't always do it well.
Oh no. Okay. Inverted. Boom. Okay. I figured out where the dang invert was. I can now invert colors. I am very
Nice.
proud of myself.
Yay. I'm proud of you, Dex. Good job.
Hooray. Figured out something that, graphic designers learn in like the first 15 seconds. To be fair to me, in Streamlabs, it's hidden behind visual preset instead of just being a dang filter that you apply, like everything else.
That's very
Action.
strange.
Dramatic. There's a dramatic visual preset. Okay. Alright. Done playing with that. Inverted.
For now.
I didn't know I can do that. See how it looks on that's teal spiral. Inverted. Oh, it doesn't really do much. Turns everything green. Yeah, the teal spiral, no longer teal spiral, has a good mix of dark and light in it already. So inverting that
go.
doesn't really help much.
Hmm.
That's kind of neat. And inverting it also inverts everything else. So if I want to make it brighter, I have to make it less bright.
Mm-hmm. Opposite day.
Opposites are fun. Yeah, I think the teal spiral still just works better.
It's
Goodbye.
a really good pattern for a kind of quick twinkle.
The teal spiral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, goodbye, cyan yellow swirl. You served us well. But now you get the axe. Alright, so we want pink stars. Why do we want pink stars?
That's a good question for Ben.
Okay.
Who doesn't like pink stars? No,
Science.
I don't know. Yes, for science.
Did he say science?
That was Dex's suggestion.
I did say science.
I mean, we do know of one particular purple star in the, on the new horizons. But no, I'm not. I don't think strongly opinionated. I was mainly just trying to give feedback.
I don't mind the pink stars. It goes along with the rest of the color palette, I think, in that particular picture.
I by no means think that my vote has to be the final say or anything. I really like everything you've done so far, and I think the exact nature and color of the twinkling will be great as long as the majority of everybody is happy with it. It's good with me.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right, so you managed to tap into part of the 6 o'clock news broadcast, and you get a
You said tap into for a second. I thought you meant like we made it onto the 6 o'clock news broadcast, and I was like, "Dadgummit, we just landed."
no, you guys are
Freaking kidding me.
drifting into high orbit per Cade's careful calculations, and
JK.
you are just in time for the 6 o'clock. There's a feed of a woman looking very businesslike comes out in front of a podium, and prominently displayed behind her are first the flag of Tabuk, and then just below it the flag of Urala.
All right,
Oh.
great. So we know exactly what we can't trust in this newsfeed. Great.
And she begins very matter-of-factly, coming to you live from Asensio, Katerina Kerr. It's day 18 since Archbishop Luca himself made peace with the Tabukan forces, and negotiations are going well. I have it on good authority that they have made significant progress towards opening up trade once more. In fact, not only with Tabuk, but they're discussing opening the lanes beyond Tabukan space as well. We'll have more for that. More on that for you next week. In more concerning news, we are receiving reports that there is still resistance. There are dozens dead in Arsenaut just last week, and there was an intense firefight between Tabukan troops and resistance fighters in Sutrium just yesterday. And at this point, she looks up more directly at the camera, gets a pleading look in her eyes. The church would like to reiterate that the fighting is not sanctioned. Please, lay down your arms and surrender. Tabuk has granted amnesty to all who turn themselves in, but there are no guarantees for any who continue fighting. There are still an unknown number of resistance fighters at large, and every day there's continued fighting. It only endangers the peace for all of us. So please, do the right thing for your neighbors and stop the fighting. And continues on with more mundane updates to local goings on. But you feel like you've gotten a good picture of what's coming out of the capital at the moment.
Yep.
And for reference, these two towns mentioned are both, they're more or less in opposite directions away from the capital. Each one on lower mountaintops, but each about an 8-hour flight from the capital, or given the roughness of the terrain, several days navigating the mountain sides on foot, or I should say, by land vehicle of whatever kind.
And these were the places that she said are resisting.
Yes, those are the places where there's been
Where there's been fighting.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, I haven't had time to read through all the notes that Ethan dropped in tonight.
Neither have we.
But
Sorry,
do you guys
Ethan.
have any? Well, hey, it's better late than never, I suppose. And
Is it though? No.
it does tend to fall to Ethan, so props to him for stepping up and putting in the legwork. So
You
do you
mean the
guys
finger
have
work?
any more questions for me to help clarify your options or your position?
Well, it doesn't seem like it. Wait, is there a stretch goal in there? There's a stretch goal. Ethan, there's a stretch goal.
Did you not read that earlier?
Wait, what?
How many subscribers, or what's the donation threshold to get the stretch
Backers.
goal? Ethan?
Backers.
Wow.
Backers, that's the
We need some
Well, with
serious
Kabuki
backers
control, I
for
don't
the
think they want to
last-
help.
Yeah, that would take some grassroots backing right there.
Oh man. Listen,
Nero
if we
is.
just make up an Airbnb on the irradiated planet, and they can just all rent out Airbnb nights, and that will be how we get the money from the Uralans.
There you go. We're just gonna fire festival in Alien.
Yeah. No, not Firefest style. That's what people are doing with Ukraine right now. I don't know if you saw, like, over $1 million was sent to Ukrainians through Airbnb. And a lot of hosts are using their Airbnbs to house refugees right now. So
Nice.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Real life example.
anyway, pulling inspiration from real life events. Always fun.
Too
But
topical. Too topical.
too topical. So anyway, so back here. So our stretch goal is to, I guess, document Tabukan atrocities if we see any committed. So we do need to. I mean, I don't feel like that's a stretch goal. I feel like we can be actively doing that as we're going through. I think first question, how much have we told Victor about our previous exploits and current plans? As much as I know about Victor, I would leave that actually up to Nero. In that, whatever, Ben. Just in her judgment of how much we could trust Victor. I feel like we can trust him quite a bit, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, give me a quick refresher on what Nero knows about Victor, Ben. Quick refresher.
He's like, do I have to?
Refresher. So what she knows about him is that he is actually from some planet that she had never even heard of. Of course, wouldn't have been surprising, except even with her limited understanding of the new planets that she was finding out about in the surrounding systems. this one was apparently not familiar to anybody else she knew either. And same for Boris.
Is it
They
in the
both
system of make believe?
No, they had both come together on some kind of expedition from afar, from some apparently previously unknown or barely contacted corner of the sector. And as far as she knows, they just got, they kind of got left behind, and Victor was the some of the muscle and what's another term for kind of like a guide in unusual circumstances. He was good in new and unusual places.
Survival guide
Yeah, and
or
good at picking
survivalist.
up. Yeah, good at picking up on local nuances and uh, good places to lay low and that sort of thing. Um, but that he didn't seem to have a whole lot of scruples when once the lasers started flying, and she didn't get a whole lot. She didn't hear a whole lot from him to know like where he would stand on more kind of complicated or significant matters, philosophical questions of imperialism or oppression or any of those kinds of things. Some of the topics that are relevant to the current situation.
Yeah. She'll tell Saoirse that he's basically a gun for hire, Nye's bitter.
Okay, that's not going to instill a lot of trust in Saoirse. Um,
Did I
Saoirse,
misinterpret that, Ben?
That that may be. I think that's probably fairly close. I mean,
Okay.
it's not unreasonable for Nero to interpret that, especially because, um, she's gone for, what she'd consider a relatively short time. She comes back and he's in with the Anagris military.
Yeah.
But she would know that he did seem to take kind of personal relationships pretty seriously.
Okay. So she'll also kind of couch it with that. Say that he's basically. Hang on. Let me get into narrow voice here. uh, he works for the money, but he also is loyal to his friends. So
I'm sorry, I'm really confused. Doesn't everybody work for money?
No?
I don't. Are you supposed to be paying me?
No, that's the idiots on Urala.
Nero grins a little bit.
Technically, you should be paying me if we're talking about who was on this boat first.
Oh, that's not good.
Anyway. All right, so glad to know she feels he's somewhat trustworthy, I guess.
Yeah.
Nero desperately tries to remember the last time that anybody cracked open and counted the credits in the box. Wait, was I supposed to be doing that?
Heck, no, Nero won't.
Yeah, she's getting enough math from Brother Nick right now.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes, seeing that many numbers and basically seeing the ledger spreadsheet would probably make her eyes cross.
Same, Narrow. Same.
All right, so have a quick peek into Nair's impression of Victor. Do you guys want to fill him in some more on things before you arrive?
Yeah, we're gonna
Or-
leave out what we did with the aliens, but we are gonna tell him we stopped Tabuk from dropping genocide on the Uralan planet.
Putting it mildly.
And make sure to mention that we're doing this for Boris.
Yeah, for sure.
It would have been double genocide because it would have killed the aliens afterwards. Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So
DM
the,
confirmed they would have killed the aliens afterwards.
Oh yeah.
you read entirely too much into
Oh yeah,
momentary.
exactly.
Well,
I read too much into that. Okay, good to know.
I think you may have applied that to the wrong part of your very long extended sentence. Anyway, I was going to say is just that when Victor's told all this, the Cliff Notes version of all this, with the perched lips and raised eyebrows, you say, "Well, this Tabuk is into more trouble than I realized. Sounds like you all have been very busy, and Boris is not good to be working against these." I guess you described to him the arrangement we had to go through and what he was doing to help the Uralans.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. He doesn't seem entirely surprised by that. He chuckles and shakes his head, says, "He probably thought he could trade in some of his knowledge for a cushy retreat somewhere, a nice retirement, but he picked the wrong place and the wrong time."
Well, you didn't have too much of a choice at the time.
Yes, well,
But that's another story for another time.
we'll be seeing where we can find him. Give him a better retirement on our ship. Could take him out of here.
That might be difficult.
I agree, though. We're on the same page about trying to find him together. And preferably all in one piece.
Yeah, he'll
Are
start
we
his hands.
giving up on Urala?
I don't think anybody's given up on anything. Just that realistically, we're hoping Boris will be able to fill us in on what we need to do.
Yeah. I cut you off. What were you saying, bud?
Oh, not important. Just your pilot and your computer guy get us in quiet, can get us out quiet. There's no hard thing.
Let's
I suppose that's a good question for Cade, whether or not it's a hard thing.
You seem like Boris. You make those things look easy. Those things are not for me. I prefer things that don't change when you touch them the wrong way.
Ah, well, good to know you'll be staying away from the women on the ship then.
Kate, you are muted. Or Robert, you are muted, by the way. I don't know if you were in to speak up.
Sorry, I was taking a drink. What was
That's
that?
all right.
No
was
drinks
a,
allowed.
I think Saoirse, I guess there had been an implied question toward Kate whether or not it would be difficult to get out the same way you guys got in.
I mean, I guess Cade will just shrug and say, I guess it depends on that battleship.
Yes, we do not want to get caught by a battleship.
Yeah, they have a lot of ships in orbit. Don't want to get caught by any of them. I don't know. Probably difficult.
Unless this ship has more than it seems, I do not think we will be blasting our way out of this place. But not to worry, I'm here. I will do what I can. So, where are we going now?
Let's land it and find Boris.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Do you know where he was last?
In the capital.
Unfortunately, in the capital.
How
Do you
long
think
ago?
Boris, well, about 20 days? 25 days? 20 days. However,
Cool.
he knew things were about to get bad, so he might have popped on out before they were able to get him. I'm not entirely sure. What we do need to find out is if you do think he might have gotten out, where he might have gone.
We can't figure this out by thinking. We should just get down on the ground and ask people.
Oh, Nero, my love,
Yes, I want to fight them.
I need you to just take a breather for a moment. Do you want the hamster wheel again? I'll let you run in the hamster wheel. Just please let us figure out what we're doing before we have boots on the ground.
Victor is grinning ear to ear.
No hamster wheel yet. I'll listen.
If Boris, sorry, not Boris, if Victor makes a face about the hamster wheel comment, Saoirse will just give him a wink.
He gives it a subtle raise of an eyebrow and seems to be interested in asking more later. All right. So we've got. Oh, yeah. Good plan. Yeah, Victor definitely seems to like the idea of just landing somewhere and setting out to track Boris down on foot.
Would we have any way of knowing? Well, I think Saoirse would be trying to ask Victor if he were if he were thinking like Boris was thinking of the two towns on the outside where there was insurrection or whatever. Which one would he think that Boris would be more likely to be at, or really what location? If we could pull up like a map of Uralan settlements that we know about, like where would he think Boris would most likely go to?
Oh, okay.
Or like what kind of place would Boris try to go to if he knew
Yeah.
things were heading south?
So asking Victor that, he would say it depends greatly on whether Boris was going by himself or if he was being taken along with other people who were fleeing. Because he kind of asks to clarify. Boris was with the Iran government, sort of against his will, right?
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm chewing chips, so I muted myself. All right, Saoirse would definitely, concede. Yeah, it is kind of against his will, so I guess we don't need to be thinking as much like Boris and more like the Uralan government. Maybe also what we need to consider is where we might be able to make connections that would be useful. So maybe people that Brother Nick could connect with, and be able to find out within the government if anyone could get us eyes or ears on Boris and how he's doing, maybe what the Uralan government did, or maybe even get us connected with somebody that would let Cade in the door, so Cade could do some digging through the computer systems, government computer systems, and maybe find out location. So we're looking for a small-ish location where we might be able to find some sort of government building that we could plug into, or government employees that we could connect with.
Okay.
Does that sound like it makes sense?
It does. Why don't we, Ben, can Cade do any kind of scanning of the planet to give us a little bit more detail about those two resistance settlements and see if one of those better fits what Saoirse is looking for?
That's a good idea.
All right, so he will be able to. He would be able to do some scanning of the planet. That's going to be complicated by the fact that the atmospheric conditions tend to make a lot of the lower altitudes pretty obscured.
Yeah, Mr.
But
Cade's
these
good.
these couple particular settlements are they are still on relatively high peaks, so they are free from the worst of it. You'll only take a minor hit to the attempt to scope those out carefully. The probably primary concern would be the potential for getting yourselves spotted by firing that stuff up and spending any sort of time trying to do a careful sweep
Okay.
of either of those places.
So it
So,
might be better for us to just pick one.
mhm.
How unsafe is it to try and get scans, I guess?
So we'll do it this way. If you want to do more than just a cursory, less detailed scan of those two places, um, if you want like anything close to troop movements or numbers or kind of locations, uh, then it's going to end up being another contested program check and with a minor penalty to your side of it.
Yeah, I don't feel confident about that. How about you, Robert?
So long as I use the reroll on the counter hacking, should be fine.
Okay. Well,
On
you
the
you
hiding,
know
you
me,
mean?
always on the side of
On the hiding.
caution.
Yeah, it would be if you so you could probably get enough detail to find like a general, you know, cardinal direction of side of town where things have been hotter, um, of those two places, without getting revealing yourselves too long. But if you want to get more detail than that, that'll get yourselves a contested scan and at a -2. Now that's of course piling
At a
onto all your
-2, we should
pluses.
be okay.
Okay. What do Brother Nick and Saoirse think about that?
No, I was putting in a thought I had about was checking more on the radio.
Hmm.
These two towns.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're getting very little that's kind of openly broadcasted and unencrypted. Um, and that hasn't told you anything really actionable about that stuff more than what you already got a hint of on the nightly news.
I'm willing to give it a shot if you guys are.
Yeah, I guess gotta risk it for the biscuit.
Okay, we have 2-4. Danielle, you're muted. Do you have an opinion?
If Cade seems really confident about it, Saoirse would begrudgingly, but trustingly say, yeah, I guess that while it's not the safest option, that is what we've got to do.
Okay. Let's see how bad this goes.
Oh, ye of little faith.
All right.
Hey, at least it's not my fighting skill.
Oh my.
We would hope you did.
Saoirse is filled with regret.
Is this hacking, Ben, or is this still 2d6?
This is 2d6.
All right.
Upon hearing Cade say, "At least it's not my fighting skill," she's just gonna be like, "Who did I trust?"
May want to re-roll that.
Oh dear.
It's not
Oh,
bad. It's
Let's
9.
find out what we get.
That's adorable. Robert.
This should be ready.
What? That's not bad?
No, the kitten.
Oh, yeah, the kitten. Cat on the keyboard.
Yep.
I don't have a cat, but I do have a nephew who loves to play with my keyboard. Wants to help me work. It's
How
cute.
old is he?
Oh, he's maybe 18 months now.
Oh no.
Whew, 13? Hang on now. So I have a net +2. Ay, that's gonna be hard to tie that. And that's an average roll for the battleship. Yikes. Well, I think I'm re-rolling this, guys.
Oh my.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, roll 20. No cheating. Oh, missed it by 1.
Oh no.
Oh, it's that -2 that
So
did you.
close. It is. That's the first thing to really slow me down.
All right, so it is, and coming upon me to mention that you're forgetting the innate +2 for the mod on your ship.
Oh, I did.
Woo!
Haha.
So glad I married an honest man.
As much fun as it would have been to
I've
Chase
got
into-
you right where I want you.
Chase you into the night with a
I
battleship
have
and a
you
few
now.
other ships.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Robert's like, did I not tell you guys, or did I not?
I
tell you
called it.
guys?"
I
You
called it before you were even on,
so
Ben.
did. Yeah. It was like, just a reminder, if we fail landing on the planet, it's going to be the perfect moment for Ben to just, you've fallen right into my trap.
Literally.
You just like the view
Here
screen
we
comes
are.
up. It's just literally Darth Vader standing there.
Oh no. We're like, oh, we didn't even know we were in this universe.
Yeah, basically.
And here's Nero in the background. Yes!
Finally, a challenge.
That guy looks awesome. I'm gonna beat him. Draft of a map of Urawa. Yeah, I have bandied about a couple different possibilities. I haven't gotten it annotated the way I like it. So what I can do, I suppose, is just share with you guys the oh, let's see now. I think I may have the did I upload it or not? It had taken me some. Yeah. So allow me to put this here first. This was actually something I intended to have set up for you guys as one of the little kind of like little location rectangles that I had been giving you guys. And I didn't get around to putting it up. I guess we're reviewing it. This
Maybe something we can get
stuff
to later.
Yeah. But the gist of it is going to be that there are a lot of mountaintops, and everything below the peaks pretty much is essentially heavy fog 95-ish% of the time.
There you go. There's your map of Urawa.
An artist's approximation. Oh my. And remarkably, far better than anything I could have ever come up with. Oh, no, Dex, I actually really like that one. Complete with the looming Tabukan threat
Yep.
orbiting the planet.
I'm now picturing that battleship with cat ears.
For real. All right, so let's see. Go ahead and also give me, Cade, the program check for your actual scan.
Sure.
Since you have managed to stay hidden while executing this scan.
Well, I guess. Oh, is it an 8+2 for the scan just because of the ship sensors? No negative, or are we still negative because of conditions?
Get a -1 for the occasional drifts that reach as high as these lower cities.
Okay, so is that a net -1?
Sorry, a net +1.
Okay.
Modifier.
All right, and it's still 2d6.
Correct.
And wow, that was a bad roll.
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah, that was low dice. Fortunately, Cade is very good at this, and he has good equipment on his hands as well. So, I'm not sure how he feels about his work, but he
Probably
is
meh.
yeah, he knows what he's capable of, but he was under a lot of stress, and he's having to multitask to try to keep the systems balanced so that he gets enough juice out of the scanners without making them a blazing beacon in low orbit for the Tabukan fleet. But he does manage to get a pretty decent sweep of each of these cities. And in the first that was mentioned, Arsinoe, it seemed he was able to make out on the western side a very obvious military presence that, given the like the vehicle and logistical setup, pretty obviously Tabukan, but wasn't able to find any clear indication of a resistance camp or base or a significant army concentration. And this was the place that had reported dozens dead over the past week, but didn't have any specifics on fighting in the last couple of days. Now, the second of the two cities, Sutria, there you actually there's a bit of haze that you catch in the air over the city that's different from the fog. That's clearly smoke from fires, and can make out fairly quickly the part of the city that apparently was at the center of this intense firefight. Apparently involved some armor units, and some buildings are now blackened husks.
Hmm.
And it seems like, from what he can see, there's no longer a significant presence of either army in that town. There's significant traffic trying to leave the city,
Wow.
but he doesn't pick out military presence.
Nero asks for the hamster wheel. I would say she asks for the hamster wheel about halfway through Cade's analysis of the first town.
It doesn't sound great for them.
Does Nero get the hamster wheel?
Yes, she does.
Okay.
How hard is she going this time?
She's going for just duration. She's not trying to race anything. She's just getting on there and burning off her frustration and anger.
Mhm.
She's got a surge of adrenaline, and she wants to fight things, so she's gonna just burn it off.
Mhm. Yeah,
Sounds
Tom-
accurate.
Tom passes through the cargo hold as she's going on that. Acknowledges her, but does not interrupt. Seems to pick up on the mood, and makes his way on past. Pokes his head into the bridge and notices everyone else gathered around Cade's console. he sticks around and he'll actually ask Cade in his mind, what's new.
Bad news about our contacts that they're occupied by Tabuk, and looks like the fighting has been pretty tough. So much for pacifism.
Yeah, Tom doesn't have much to say to that. He just stands staring at the readout that you've been looking at. The pilot is turned around, watching all this as well. Seems like he's trying to just keep his mouth shut until the next moment he's asked to do something.
Probably wise.
Yeah. The occasional nervous fidget here and there.
Saoirse is actually going to turn around to the pilot. And she's going to ask him if he knows anything else about plans that Tabuk has for Urala.
He'll get a deer in the headlights look for a moment and say, no, not anything very specific.
Saoirse's gonna give him a look like, are you freaking kidding me?
He raises his hands, like palms out. Well, just give me a moment. The general plan, I think you're already aware of. They're planning to take over the planet. They want everything pretty much intact. They just they're wanting to use it to they want to really corner the market on whatever it is that goes into the meds, the lift especially. You mean Tabuk generally, right? You're not asking about the Sons of Glory.
I mean, any information that would be helpful would be gladly taken.
Well, yeah, of course. No, that got there. As far as the other, I mean, they didn't tell us about longer term, larger scale plans. We're just supposed to, complete the mission and then get out without being noticed and return home. I guess the hope generally was to subdue the population pretty hard, but also to present this for the people to reach out for Tabuk to be more open to us. He just shrugs and trails off. That's all I've got.
So, did we establish if the hamster wheel makes noise as it spins?
Oh my stars. I think we did establish that the louder it gets, the faster it's going, the louder it gets, and that it's got kind of like a hum to it. Also, Robert, do you mind muting your mic when you're not talking?
Sure.
I'm hearing a lot
Sorry.
of background noise.
For some reason, the noise canceling is not working.
Oh, bummer.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really like that noise canceling, but sometimes it seems like it decides that some random other noises are okay too. Hey, good to know that there's somebody being productive in the house.
Wow. After
Ouch.
he's just muted
I
himself.
kid. There's none of that in this house.
Oh, my stars. And slamming your wife in the same breath. Wow.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Well,
So
Oh,
then,
boy.
get myself
yeah.
in more trouble.
I guess depends on your point of view, but yeah, that might help. The typical thunk 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 of a ball hitting the wall, on the floor, and whatever else Nero bounces it off of, has been replaced by.
Oh, you can also hear, I think, her feet coming in contact with
Oh
it.
yes, yeah.
So,
Dun, 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 dun.
There'd be a steady thud, 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 thud of her feet pounding against the thing, and yeah, I'd say there's definitely a kind of a whirring, because it's stirring the air considerably. I mean, it's kind of like having a giant fan in the middle of a large room.
yes.
If only we could figure out how to hook this up to one of those telekinetic generators.
Oh, my stars.
Start recharging batteries.
Great.
Yeah, man.
So, anyway.
So anywho, what will you do with this newfound knowledge?
Ethan, what are your thoughts? Hello?
Oh, still processing.
Ethan.exe. Sorry, not stopped working. Is
It's
still
buffering.
loading. Is buffering.
Can you go back through the info we'd gotten on those two towns?
Yeah, so Arsinoe, the one you have reports of dozens dead in the last week, and you were able to find a clear Tabukan military presence on the western side of the town, but no signs of any resistance forces that were clearly identified from your orbital scan. And the other town, Sutrium, where there was an intense firefight reported yesterday. There are burned out husks of buildings around the center of the town, and a bit of remaining smoke in the air. But no clear sign of either army's forces at that town.
Okay.
And these are both a couple, multiple mountain peaks away, several days travel by ground, somewhere in the ballpark of 8 hours flying speed.
Saoirse is really wishing that she had some precognitive abilities right now. I will say, out of character, that I would like to hear y'all's feedback because my mind is not yet fully in the game. And you guys are much better at thinking tactically than I am.
Well, following from my comment there in OOC planning, we've basically got two resources available to us. The two trio is either the survivors of a Tabukan conflict who may be able to give us some insight into what they did there, or is a completely bombed out shell and there are no survivors, and then we get camera footage. We get footage of this, war crime basically.
Yeah.
Or we start with Arsenio Hall and actually go for some of those Tabukan forces. We probably don't want to tangle directly with them, but if we can get ourselves on the ground and isolate them, and somehow manage so that they can't radio for help, we might be able to start finding out what their actual plans are. And my other thought with Arsenio Hall is that they might be maintaining a presence there because they have prisoners that they're awaiting instructions to transport.
Mm.
And I'm
Basically,
sure-
because it might be more tactically important than we're aware.
Yeah. And I'm sure I spelled those town names right there, Ben.
Absolutely.
Yeah, close enough. Better to just fail hard than off by one, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
If we asked our pilot, I guess Brother Nick would ask the pilot, how similar do their Sons of Glory Navy uniforms look to the kind of ground troop uniforms he'd expect to see?
He would shake his head and say, they're completely different.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm wondering, I don't know, do we want to try sneaking in and acting like we're Sons of Glory? That's a dangerous sell.
No, I think that's too
Nope.
dangerous.
Yeah, I'm thinking we could land at Arsenio Hall, like you're saying, if we lured off a few people, or if we picked off a small group of soldiers, then you could sneak into the camp and get info that way. And maybe if they have prisoners,
Mm-hmm.
be able to run a jailbreak or something. Or, start making plans for that kind of
Yeah.
thing. That may be our best way to get connected.
I'm kind of leaning towards Arsenio Hall also, just because if they're still there, then there's some reason. They've either got something or they're awaiting instructions.
Yeah. Fair. All right.
Maybe we can do some damage to their war machine while we're there.
Sounds good to me.
Oh, we do have a bunch of demo charges.
That we do.
And I don't know, maybe one of us dresses up like a cook and we sneak some of that super opium.
The super opium.
Here's a
Soup's on.
It's super. Get it? Cause they put it in soup.
I actually have a real quick tangent story about that.
Oh no. Okay, I'm here for it though. Go ahead.
Went out on a lunch date with my girlfriend at the time,
Wait a
And-
minute. How does this go from poison? Okay, never mind.
No,
You know
no,
what? I'm
it-
listening.
it-
Go ahead.
It connects. Trust me, and
Okay.
not in a bad way. I hope.
Oh, okay. Sure hope not. For your girlfriend's sake. Maybe for your sake.
And the waiter comes over and asks if we want soup or salad. And I immediately ask, "What's so super about the salad?"
Oh no. Wait, was this the breakup story? Is this how your girlfriend broke up with you, or is this just
Just par for the course.
par for the course? Was she used to it at this point?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
Oh boy.
I hope you tipped that guy really well.
Oh, he played right into it.
Oh no.
I can't remember exactly how, but this was like 20 years ago.
Mhm.
Not quite 20 years ago. But there wasn't nearly as much tolerance for alternate sexualities. But
Mhm.
he put a hand on his hip, the other one went out, and he said, "It's super."
Oh great. You were in good company then. He was like, I have got this.
He handled it. He earned his tip, and he got a tip.
There you go.
Another quick side for you. This one's much more related to the game. Ethan, I do want to point out for your crazy shenanigans that you can put the concealable mod on demo charges.
Mhm.
It's only 2,500 credits per demo charge, which is kind of steep for what it does, but it's concealable.
Oh my stars.
It will fool standard TL4 sensors.
Oh, also, question for you guys while we're off course. Do you think it would be possible for Saoirse as a bioscion to conceal a vial of liquid within her person?
Oh.
I was expecting at least one reaction like that.
That's just vile. Oh, come on.
Within her arm.
Gotta chuckle from me at least.
You mean like the cybernetic enhancement?
Similar to a
cavity?
cybernetic enhancement, yes, like the cavity that you can have made for your fake arm. And I was like, if she can change her entire body into another person, what's to say she couldn't just hide a little something in there?
Yeah, no, I guess you asked me that today, and I think I
Oh,
got
I wanted-
distracted before I finished.
Yeah, sorry, I did want to get their thoughts though.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I think I would probably give the player a trade-off of like say, yeah, if you commit an extra effort for the day. I know that the metamorph, it commits an effort for as long as you maintain it, but I would, call for an extra effort. Or
Yeah.
maybe something that like, okay, but you really can't use that limb very effectively.
I could see that.
It's not exactly how the metamorph is technically supposed to work, but it's novel and take a trade-off.
Mhm.
All right, so Ben, sorry, I wanted to hear their thoughts before you shared what your thoughts had been, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely was leaning towards allowing it, as long as the difficult part would be um, kind of getting it in and out without hurting yourself, because the typical metamorph process doesn't really leave this gap or this uh, transition moment where you're like, oh, okay, I've got exposed fleshy bits, or I can open an internal cavity here and to get in. So I'd say it would probably, just given her her abilities and all, I'd be inclined to say that it's going to require at least minorly injuring herself both ways.
Fair.
Reasonable too.
Maybe that's maybe slightly grislier than what you're
I thought this
hoping
was
for,
a
but
family-friendly street. No.
I'm not going to go into details, and probably that's
I've
what I was
literally
thinking,
fed
like,
my arm to an alien on this
yeah,
this game before. I think it's gonna be fine.
true. I was just thinking, I don't know, nobody has mentioned that body horror type themes bother them, but just thinking, unless it becomes especially necessary, we don't have to go into great detail about where and how she embeds this vial of
Yes.
super drug.
Of super drug.
And
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I would give you the benefit of the doubt that you're going to take the time to scrape together something with maybe Brother Nick's help that would be a suitably secure and non-biodegradable that would not cause trouble being implanted. A container for it. So you do have some medical supplies on board. I think reasonable.
Oh my.
Ethan's like, what? Body horror? Sign me up.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh boy, it's already 11.
Yeah.
Is it
11:08.
We've done a very
Yeah.
slow game this session.
Yeah, and I know we got to a very late start.
Still chatty. We'll maybe set foot on Urala in 5 months.
Oh no. No, don't speak that into the air,
No.
Ethan.
I was gonna say, I think I will go ahead and what I'm gonna say, because we got about 20 minutes left, that we don't want to drag it too long. And also, just for our sakes, we've got to get a couple things done and then get to bed. But I want to make sure that I want you guys to pick a place to land the ship
Mm-hmm.
at least. I want us to end the session on Urallan soil.
Okay.
Probably
And
Arsenio.
Yeah, I think we're good with Arsenio.
okay, got 2 for Arsenio. Any objections?
Nope.
Ethan was for
All
Arsenio.
right. Okay,
Yeah, that one sounds good.
perfect. All right. So, how far? Well, no, not. That's a foolish question. Let me rephrase. How much would you like to trade off? There's going to be a trade-off between proximity to the city, town, and your, I guess, your visibility or lack thereof. So the
Basically
closer
asking
you are to the city,
how close do we want to get? How much risk do we want to take being spotted? Yeah.
right? Because if you are, let me put it in these terms. If you're closer than about a day's hike from the town, then you're going to be a good bit more exposed just due to the elevation and the relatively little cloud cover.
Well, we don't want to lose this, and I think we really don't want people being able to spot this ship from the air, right?
Yeah, we're needing to play this pretty safe, I think, with our
Yeah.
And I hate to bring this up, but
and preserving our cool ship.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate to bring this up, but what are we doing about our prisoners?
Yeah, that.
Yeah, here I was hoping this was gonna be easy, that we'd show up and just be able to hand them off to a, budding resistance movement.
Nope.
They're definitely probably gonna be POWs at this point. I mean, like, I think we're gonna have to hand them over to Ural and Rebel forces.
I think we have to find them first, though.
Fair.
that's a real trick. I think
And in the meantime, we don't want to starve them.
Fair.
But we also don't want to leave them here with just the pilot.
Mhm. Fair. Also fair.
Do we trust Victor enough?
I think if
Oh,
we're,
I know.
I don't know
You
if
guys-
Victor is gonna be cool with being left behind.
Probably
What
not.
you gotta do is you handcuff all of them, string them all together in a line, and run a little slave caravan into the town.
Oh my stars! Yeah,
There you go.
that's the way to go, Ben. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
See, yeah, versus my idea where we make them all pinky promise to be on their best behavior.
Oh my goodness.
See, they don't call me the idea guy for nothing.
There's got to be a middle ground here somewhere. I just can't see
Mhm.
it.
Do we have anything where we could? I was thinking just off the top of my head, like some coma drugs. That one, they wouldn't be able to, to plan anything, and two, it would lower their metabolic needs.
Well, we had some
Oh.
for the aliens.
Need a solution.
Let's see. Fortunately, Cade remembers. There was definitely some of that left over. The the operative question there being who's going to be in charge of dosing?
Yeah, figuring out alien to human dosing.
Oh my.
Usually, you have or Daniel, you have the heal skill, don't you? Up to.
I mean, yeah, but if you kill them, I can't really help you there.
Well, I was saying that should let you. I was
He
trying to
means
find
the
that
skill,
drug
not
comparison.
biopsionic stuff. Just
Oh yeah.
straight old.
Yeah,
plain
she
heal.
was a field medic.
Where is that pharmaceutical? Because it's probably. Oh yeah, that's even like heal 0.
Mhm.
Okay, I think in Hush would be your best comparison for any kind of tranquilizer. So if you could figure out a conversion to that level.
Yeah, let's see. I was looking to see what was somewhat comparable.
Or was it Sons of Gold? I think that has the cold sleep medicine.
Oh, really? Yeah, I was gonna say. I think the so it's a little I mean, heal 1 definitely gives her enough experience to be able to attempt it, but it's going to be a fairly difficult skill check. That I'll just say with her. Yeah, I mean it's going to be a DC of 10 to even get in the ballpark of basically to make it non-lethal. Just put the stakes right out there.
Well, dang, and we haven't converted any of them yet.
Oh no. I didn't even think that was an option.
No.
No, not full conversion. I don't think.
Let's see, and it would be. Let's see.
We're just
did
trying to make
that.
them not turn us in.
Right. You are coming up close to the next opportunity for another another round of interrogations slash D. What's the term I'm forgetting? Oh boy. De-radicalizing them.
Deprogramming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that I'll need to try to remember the feedback I got last time.
Too many skill checks.
You said too many?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I remembered that broadly. And I definitely don't want it to take as much time as we did last time. Those. So yeah, I'll put something.
Okay. So
but
we are burning the midnight oil here. Can we
yes.
get
So you're
one more?
landing. Sounds like you guys want to land. We'll say a day's hike out from the city of Arsnow. And you will be. We don't have a good. Didn't get a conclusion. Is Saoirse going to attempt to distill, or not distill, to sample the neurotranquilizer drug that was left over for the alien cargo,
She'll give it
and
a whirl. Yeah.
bring that down to a human
Yep.
usable level? Okay.
She will give it a whirl.
So go ahead and give me a skill check with wisdom. And let me know who she's going to be using it on first.
Whichever one was the jerkiest.
All right, so probably a.
Not the female officer who seemed like she was kind of close to breaking. If that makes sense.
Okay.
She was the one who seemed to have like the most sense, like who'd been the least radicalized, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Not her.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like Sarthak Rao is the one that you're going to be trying it on first.
Mm-hmm.
He was the most self-assured, the one that you didn't feel like you made any progress with at all.
Yeah.
This guy? The one with the red?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
all right. So can we, I guess we can say we dragged him into, if Cade was cool with it, into the med bay instead of having him squatting on the toilet in the bathroom there. All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
Shoot.
Oh no. He dies.
That'll go well.
Okay. So, Danielle, roll me a.
I would have asked Cade to be in there, or Brother Nick to be in there with me, by the way. Or really anyone.
Nero's definitely in there.
Okay.
Okay.
Nero's probably the one that dragged him anyways. Well, Brother Nick could have, but
With as
let me
much
think
as
here.
Nero's been raring to fight someone, I'm thinking she would have jumped at the chance to drag an enemy body across the ship.
Yep. Just in her mind, resist. Please resist.
Oh no. Please let me punch something.
Yeah. All right. So she, I guess he he was just a little bit at first, just seemingly out of principle or habit, but Nair was able to strong arm him. He didn't seem like he's in peak condition at this point, and he's you're noticing little winces when you move him around, and as he's going
This is making
across,
me feel some kind of way, but continue.
and yeah, so Nair goes and lays him down on the medical bed and gets him in place. And Saoirse's able to get it set up and activated, so it clamps down, on his arms in a couple places and his legs to keep him very stable. He shifts a little bit and struggles against it, but he's barely able to move at all. Uh, other than his head, uh, unless you'd like to debate the head restraint as well.
Nope, we're moving on. Continue.
Okay, sorry. It it is all padded, so
Oh
he's not.
shush. Just move
It's not
on.
like chafing his wrists. Anyway, so
Yes, that's the kindness we're looking for here. Thanks.
she goes and administers the drug and sits in to watch, see when it'll take effect, and notices it starts taking effect more quickly than she was hoping, based on her uh, the dose she was planning for. He starts sweating pretty profusely, pretty quickly, and basically spirals downward quite fast. She can see this is going nowhere good.
Can I make a heal check to see if I can save him?
What potential? What are some of the things she might consider? Just broad strokes.
Broad strokes. First, she's gonna see if there's. Well, so she's already administered the drug.
Yeah, she's
She's
administered it already.
she's gonna reach out biopsionically.
Okay.
See if
As
she
far as
can do it quickly enough.
okay, as far as biopsionically, what abilities has she got there that she's hoping would help?
The organic purification protocols. The Bioscion Psychic Sucker now cures any poisons or diseases the subject may be suffering.
Okay.
Though it
Hmm.
requires committing effort for the day.
Yeah, I would say that this would definitely fall into the category of a poison, considering the effect it's having on him. So yeah, if that's what she wants to try, then the base thing is free for her. But yeah, she will need to commit effort for the day. Lose one off the top there. So if you just add that on the ticker, looks like you may need to reset your effort
Yeah.
overall anyway.
I'm
So
not
you'll
even
just
sure where my effort is. Committed effort. There we go.
yeah, so you'll have everything, the current 0, scene 0, 1 for the day. So I don't think she's maintaining metamorphosis on anybody right now.
Nope. Cool.
And I think I'll make a note for next time. Let's see. Let's see. Brother Nick is going to helps with the drug capsule. Is that an idea that she's that you're going to move forward with, or is that just all theory crafting?
Do what?
Sorry, that direct question should have been directed at Danielle. The drug capsule to hide in her body somewhere.
Yeah, she would have wanted to have that.
We'll move on that. Okay. All right. So we will. That will come up. We'll start with that next time.
It actually
Um,
sounds like it might need to be a conversation in character, since the
I
drug
agree.
the drug thing was such a big.
Oh yeah, because she's gonna have to ask Nero to open it up for her,
Mm-hmm.
and Nero's gonna be like, I have to talk to the rest of the crew about that. Pretty sure that was what you guys told me to do.
Yep, exactly.
Or she's just gonna flat out say no. And so she's gonna be like, okay, Nero, what if I talk to other people about it? Does that make you feel better?
I think that
So-
Nero's response will be, will actually just be, what do Cade and Brother Nick say?
Let's not worry about that, right? Oh, I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah.
Let's see, and so then also considering what to do with the prisoner,
Okay.
and yeah. Oh, and I guess then, of course, you will be decide who stays with the ship. And do stuff. All right.
It'd be a good time to have a little security bot.
Do you guys have any other suggestions or things you're thinking of for plans? Of course, Ethan had some good questions that I think would be good to discuss in the chat to help flesh out number 4 at least. But you guys are on a
I
bit
think the
narrower
only
scope at the
thing we
moment.
were concerned about with that was just that it seemed like things that we felt like we needed to be asking last Saturday, maybe, you know.
Mm.
I think that was the only like real concern that anyone had about that.
And
So we're happy to. I think everyone's pretty happy to discuss that. Just want to make sure that it's done in a timely manner, and then hopefully next time our stream will be more exciting for us and for anyone else who might have unfortunately happened upon this episode.
Yeah, and I'm sorry
True.
about all the noise. I was not expecting. I think it's because I'm using my Mac tonight for sound, and it's an M1 Mac, and I don't think it's supporting Crisp in Discord, so it's not doing noise cancellation. But because I have a version of Crisp on my computer, I could turn it on, but then I lose it for all the other things I need it for during the week because it's the free tier. So
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Probably what I've done to myself before too. Yeah, no worries there. We are ready though to move on to faves. Yeah, I guess shout out to the viewers.
If there are any.
We have a very laid back scheduling and session timing policy, I guess. Two small kids. Everybody went ahead and signed up anyway for the we'll play as much as we can whenever we can, and we'll be easygoing and flexible about interruptions. So they've stuck to it. It's much appreciated. All right, let's see. Favorites. Who wants to go first? And where do I need to choose a volunteer?
Uh-oh.
You said shoot a volunteer?
Yeah,
Choose.
that's what I heard too.
Yes. Choose a volunteer. Because that's how volunteering works.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like Dex is volunteering.
Yeah.
Is that what that's like?
Yeah, that's what volunteering sounds like when you're not ready.
Yup.
Mm.
I'm not ready.
To be honest, we didn't do much this session, and that's
Really did not.
yeah, that's not leveling a criticism at anyone. As you said, we knew that this would happen. Occasionally, we knew what we signed up for. So from the slim pickings of roleplay and story and plot progress that we had, I'm gonna have to go with the real quick, basically Nero being asked if she needed the hamster wheel. Just a simple little nod to Nero's character being fairly well known.
Mhm. Yeah, they saw it coming a mile away. Yeah, that was good. Danielle, what about you?
Favorite moment. I think favorite moment is going to be Saoirse trying to figure out how much they could. Well, no, favorite moment. Favorite moment was hamster wheel. As Dex said, it was slim pickings tonight, but
That's cool. Now I could go ahead and go, unless one of you guys has something already. Don't want to steal your thunder. All right. So for me, let's see. I would say two things. One was the party voluntarily involving Victor. I've appreciated the more attention that you guys have paid in recent sessions to reminding yourselves and thinking about how does this NPC fit into our current plans. You've now got a whole bevy of NPCs. Maybe I should just broaden that too, because you did that very well for all of your NPCs actually this session. I think every single one of them. Well, I guess I poked Tom in there, but you guys did a lot of proactively thinking of what about the NPCs.
it was pretty well done.
And the other thing was definitely the alien tranquilizers being used on people.
Oh man. I will say that that was a tough scene because I didn't know. I was trying to figure out, like, would Saoirse. I did come down to, I don't think Saoirse could conscionably know that she had just murdered a prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that would be something that she would really struggle with.
Yeah.
Especially after the amount of time she spent in her life just trying to keep people like this alive.
Yeah.
So that was while not the funnest scene, it was an interesting scene to kind of figure out role play wise, you know.
Yeah. And I thought it fit because she was at least reasonably confident that she would be able to salvage it if it went poorly because she had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
So she might have needed to work herself up to, okay, yeah, I'm gonna experimentally drug these prisoners, but at least if it goes bad, I should be able to save them. Have it go all the way bad.
Yeah, she might have even talked her way into it, thinking it's gonna be fine. I won't let it get that bad,
Mm-hmm.
and then having to deal with that.
Yeah, it was good. All right. Ethan, what about you?
Yeah, I guess my thought was or I guess kind of out of the game, but doing the strategizing, planning ahead. I've been stumped on any good planning brainwaves for a couple sessions. So getting some stuff on paper or on the out of character planning chat.
Breaking the writer's block, I guess. Yeah, and that is always very helpful when you spell out a bunch of different possibilities that you guys are considering. Helps me out a ton. All right, Robert, what about you?
DM.
You'll all work for me one way or another.
I guess my favorite is that we made it to the planet without being incinerated. Been anticipating that for the past several sessions. So.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Maybe I just have too much faith in Roll20's bad results in the dice roller.
Mhm.
Oh, bonus favorite. I think I finished my portrait of Saoirse.
Hello.
I
Let's
will
see
share
it.
that to the chat shortly.
Nice. Yeah, I've wondered.
And I think I could start on the rest of the character portraits now because that was ridiculously easy. So if
All right.
anybody wants to give me a reference photo,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll gladly do that. Also, you might want to actually see the result before I share it, but before I start doing other characters. Okay.
Make sure you know what you're getting yourselves into.
Yeah. All right. So, mostly finished portrait of Saoirse. All right. So, just as a refresher, where it started, where it ended.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I like it.
Looks good. And that is a nice way that we can do one for Cade based on that other
Other photo.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel like it's one thing when we're just playing with friends, and I don't think anybody who posts their photo on the internet would be upset about like, oh, you're using my photo as a reference for a character in a game you play with your nerd friends. Awesome. I really don't care.
Yeah.
But if it's like, oh, you're using my photo on a stream, that's just,
Yeah.
might as
A little
well
different.
just like use it as a reference, do your own original art, and then move on.
Yeah. And that's kind of been what I'm trying to kind of angle towards with with this layout. I've still got Robert's original idea stuck in my head with the that window.
Uh huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do really like that idea.
And I'm thinking of it being oops, oh, I can see my cursor. All right. Of it being a little bit bigger and bringing this Horizon Galaxyscape much smaller, so that we've got space along either the side or the bottom to put these little portraits, pieces of art that represent our characters that aren't
Mhm.
copyrighted.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be neat.
This is the
You
second
and
time I've seen
Tom.
that GIF pop up. What movie is it from?
I have no idea. Whatever it is, it's a very apt GIF.
That guy is very, very aggressive about his shouting nerds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's got to be some kind of comedy, yeah, from the level of like hamming it up he's doing.
I think that's from Revenge of the Nerds.
Okay, that would make sense.
Let's see. Yeah.
Well, we'll start next session with
Mhm.
Saoirse trying to figure out whether she's going to try and trick Nero or admit that she hasn't talked to the boys.
Yeah.
She would most definitely do the latter.
Nero's
I think
notice is too powerful.
canonically, I think whatever gift Saoirse may or may not have with lying does not hold up with Nero. I would just say she probably just can't bring herself to lie to Nero.
Aww.
She'd feel like she was lying to a child.
And she brings it right around from compliment territory right back to insult.
Oh, I had to.
Typical.
You gotta slip a little backhand in there.
Mhm.
says Robert of all people.
Oh, I missed what Robert said. What?
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just nice. I'm not saying anything.
Dang, I
mean.
missed it. I'm gonna have to listen to it again.
I mean, that's true. You can listen to it pretty fast, can't
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna need. So I think we've got a good reference image for Bruce. We've got a pretty good one for Tom.
Oh no, Space Trucker Bruce probably is not going to come after us legally if we use that image.
That's true.
Vigorously
More people will go watch my
his likeness.
I think part of me, I think I just really want to see your rendition of Bruce at some point. That can be last on the list, so I can come after the other actual player characters. But, and then, man, I'm gonna be really interested to see if you ever draw Victor, what you come up with there, because I have not been able to really settle. I don't, I don't, I don't know. I don't know why. It's just for some reason none of them ever look right to me. None of them fit the image that I had in my head. But there's no way I could ever like put my mental image out on paper.
What,
Well.
for the aliens?
Oh no, for Victor.
Oh,
The
gotcha.
thing is,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can. I mean, it's how they, people who work with artists who work with police officers to get witnesses to
Yeah,
describe the person they've seen.
that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe I'll just need to sit down and do you'll have to interrogate me to
Yeah,
figure out what he's
Oh.
supposed to look like.
I'll try to
Anyway,
help.
then I
Look
can
up
come after the character.
look up Wesker from the Resident Evil Annihilation. Let me find.
Oh yeah, talking about the video game iteration or the movie iteration.
The movie because
Oh yeah, that guy.
yes. In
Where have
fact,
I seen
I'm just gonna
him?
post the fight scene for you.
Oh, okay. Very intriguing. Because
Yeah.
but yeah, I'll look at that, see what I think about that for reference. Oh,
I don't think it'll be
I'm
a perfect
digressing.
fit, but you know.
Yeah. Hello. It occurs to me we are done with this session officially. Thank you, everyone. You may have 1 XP, and don't forget to level up if you didn't already. Uh,
Woo, level
not naming any
11.
names, but
Haha.
yeah, that actually does remind me, we hadn't really discussed much or decided on whether or not we were interested as a group in progression past level 10. Whether it be continuing leveling or coming up with something else to spend the excess XP on in some sort of narrative or maybe even material sense. So uh, I, I will solicit your feedback on that subject. But for now, everyone have a good night. Thank you to anyone listening or watching in for your support of Cubicle Dexter in wherever he may go.
Wow.
Yep.
And yeah,
And
please.
oh. I wasn't going to cut you off. As tempting as it is every single time, I wasn't going to actually click the button. I have my finger held down on the mouse. Because I had
Waiting
pressed
to
it,
release.
I just haven't released. Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh, I feel like there's something that rings a bell for there being like a running gag where somebody just gets cut off every time